I'm curious, Dan, did you start with just one of those genres, one of those nuggets, and then everything followed from there, or was it all part of it from the very beginning?
No, it was kind of from the beginning. I mean, I just write. I just wrote it, and then I wasn't really thinking about what genre I'd fit into. You start thinking about that more when they're marketing the show, and you're like, oh, how are we gonna sell this television show without spoiling what the ending is?
Right.
And so they were very cool about not putting anything apocalyptic or bunker in our materials and selling it as a political thriller with Sterling. But yeah, I mean, I just wrote it and sent it to Sterling, and I was like, what do you think of this thing? Tell them the story of when I...
He sent it to me, and I sent a voice memo back saying, I'm in, and he thought that I said amen because black people just randomly say amen. And I was like, what does that even mean? He's like, I thought you were affected. You'd become so famous that you just say amen all the time.
So you were really left hanging at that point.
I was like, he said, tell me what happens in season 2. And I told him, and he said, amen. And I was like, okay, I guess that's the thing Sterling does now. But he had said, I'm in. And then we were just kind of off to the races and making this thing.
Yeah. It's funny.
Voice memos, they'll really get you sometimes. Yeah. That voice to text, you gotta edit those things.
Yeah.
Well, in addition to this series, maybe most or all of you know, Dan also created, of course, This Is Us, the musical fantasy series. Yeah. The musical fantasy series Gallivant, the sitcoms The Neighbors, and Like Family, a show set right here in San Diego, Pitch, about the first woman to play Major League Baseball for the Padres. These shows, they're all so incredibly different, but I'm curious for you, what's the through line?
You know, I think Sterling and I both like stories about people, and that's a big, colossal way of not answering the question directly. But I mean, I like things that are can be kind of propulsive, but also funny, or they're funny, but then they'll surprise you when they like catch you in the heartstrings a little bit. So I think like the human condition is a really interesting thing to explore. And I've never really been that conscious of what genre it's in, and more about just you know, what turns me on, what we want to do next. I think Sterling and I were probably subconsciously looking for something different to do after This Is Us. I wasn't going to go do like a family drama that made everybody cry, you know what I mean, once a week. And like, again, and so I just wrote something, and I think it spoke to us at the place we were at that moment, you know, for this particular show.
Well, just to elaborate, I also think that you're an incredibly intelligent, very funny, very heartfelt human being. And so I think any of those three things come out in different sort of, you know, amalgams or what have you. So it all just depends on what you want to let out at that point in time in terms of your own personality. Because you're full of a lot of good things.
Thanks, Joe.
You're a good guy.
You too.
You're a good guy. So,
Now is when you hand him the 50 under the table.
No, we're in love.
But all that said, I know you said you don't write specific for genre, but some of those things certainly have fallen into genres.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, if you weren't busy filming something, like, is Comic-Con a place where you would be like, what shows or comics or something would both of you be in line for here?
Well, it's funny, the guys who directed the pilot, I wrote the movie Crazy Stupid Love with the guys who directed the pilot of Paradise. And
the pilot of This Is Us.
And the pilot of This Is Us. And we wanted to make a dramedy con where it's just like Cameron Crowe was in a booth. But what do I like at Comic-Con? My kid is super into Spider-Man at the moment, so we're in a real Spider-Man phase in our house. So I would be at like Spider-Man with a boy who was getting progressively more overtired and crying. That's where I would probably be.
Yeah,
that's his superpower.
Yeah.
I'm into the MCU, the DCU. I mean, I haven't seen Superman yet, but I hear that it's wonderful.
Great. Is Superman cool? I heard it was cool.
I heard really good things about that. I'll have something coming out in a couple of years. Finished shooting Voltron not too long ago, so I'm excited for that. Like, it's a cartoon that I grew up on, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I think the last time I spoke with you, Sterling, for the awards podcast, you were still in Australia filming Voltron, and you were singing the praises. Sorry, that pun not intended. Singing the praises of Rita Ora. How much you two were having fun there.
I love Black Rita. I call her Black Rita because I'm convinced that she is indeed black. She tries to pass off as she's Albanian, but I think somebody fled the South a long time ago and moved to Albania because white don't look like that. That's just all.
But we were talking about, like, obviously she can sing, you can sing. I was like, you guys got to record a song for the film. Did you make that happen?
No,
All right.
I refuse to embarrass myself in front of the world. Rita Ora can sing.
Yeah.
I can carry a tune. So if you give me some time to warm up, like I can do it in a movie one time, but like to sing next to her, I was a little too intimidated.
Well, we have 48 minutes left according to the clock, so warm up. Get ready. We got a performance coming at the end of this panel.
Okay. Give me a
One more question on Voltron while we're on that. We'll move back to Paradise. You wouldn't tell me who you're playing. Is that still under?
That is correct.
But what you did say, it is someone from the original IP.
That is also correct.
And you said, of course, there are the 5 robot lines that come together to form the Defender of the Universe.
For sure.
Are you any of those, like 6?
6?
Well, the 5 lines, the 5, and Defender. I guess what?
I can't talk about it. I can't talk. I wish
You guys, I'm really trying for you.
I see what you're doing, and I appreciate the effort. You know Henry Cavill's in it,
Yeah.
right? He is dreaming. Can I say that like up close and personal? I was looking at him, I was like, I get it. I get it. You're a dreamy dude. It's
The
all
reason
good.
he was also Superman.
He was also Superman. That's right. And we talked about his favorite football team is the Kansas City Chiefs because like Clark's supposed to be from Kansas.
Yep.
So that's his whole thing. That's all I can tell you. Henry is dreaming.
You see, he's deflecting from the original question. No. What can you say about Voltron? What are you most excited for people to see about it?
Rawson Marshall Thurber is the director, screenwriter. I think he's come up with a really wonderful vision to reintroduce something that we grew up with in the 80s to a 2027 crowd. It's heartfelt. It is big. It's big and bodacious and dynamic, and that's why it takes probably about 48 weeks of post-production to finish the thing off and get it together. I think fans will be wildly entertained and happy with the product, and God willing, we'll get a chance to do another one. I signed a contract for another one.
Okay.
I guess I shouldn't say that. It's too much. It's too much.
I mean, look, it's all you go in with the hope, and
Yes.
and then it goes from there, right? Because then it's
exactly.
all up to you guys to
Come support
come see the movie,
Please and thank you.
and make that contract.
Yes,
happen.
because
Yeah.
I get like a lot more money. Dude.
But back to Paradise.
Yes.
After you told him amen, what was like the first building block that you used for bringing Xavier Collins to life?
I was really intrigued by him being someone who was dealing with grief, but not someone who was really capable of sharing that grief readily with the people who were in his immediate sphere. Because I think Randall was somebody who is actively sort of trying to process his pain and come to terms with it. And I think Xavier is somebody who just wanted to keep it at bay. Because I think if he felt it too much, he wouldn't be able to keep going. He had these 2 children that he had to take care of, with an incredible assist from his oldest daughter. But I think if he felt too much, he would have just fallen apart. And I think he was worried about falling apart.
Mm-hmm. Well, he keeps it together quite well.
He
and
keeps it
uses that in such interesting ways too.
Yeah.
We see some really fantastic and different relationships and dynamics between obviously Xavier and President Cal Bradford, and Xavier and his kids, and Xavier and Sinatra, and then of course with Sarah Shahi's Dr.
Wait a minute.
Annabella.
So I love you said everything, the character first, and then on the last you said, and let's talk about Sarah Shahi.
Well, we hadn't said her name yet, so I
Okay,
wanted to.
okay.
Yeah, we hadn't said her name yet. But I want to start with Julianne Nicholson and Sinatra. First of all, actually, let me ask you guys a question by applause. Who here thinks that Sinatra is just doing her job, no evil intentions?
Most people were like, you should shoot her. Not even like maybe just in the pinky toe, like it's some Harlem Night stuff. Just shoot her in the pinky toe so she can't walk around so easy.
That was almost crickets.
Yeah.
To the answer. So then who thinks she's a monster? Yeah. I mean, of course, a lot of that's in the writing, but damn, Julianne Nicholson's just...
Yeah, give it up. She's wonderful.
What she does with that material is so mesmerizing, and you kind of like hate to love to watch what she's doing. But what is? Just tell me about like working with her. What kind of sparring partner is she?
Brilliant. Like there's times I had to remind myself to act because I would just be watching. I was like, "You're so damn good." Like honest to goodness. But then when you remember that this scene partner that you have right now is giving you such gold, you're like, "Oh, don't waste the gold, man. Give her something back." That's it. You're just trying to give as good as you're receiving from her. And it was a joy.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what's going on with her season 2. Yeah, she's kind of busy right now. That's why she's not able to join us, right?
She's shooting.
She's filming.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I was like, wait, was I allowed to say that? I'll let you
Yeah,
say
we
it.
had like some actors scheduling things, so a bunch of our actors are actually shooting right now on a Saturday.
Correct.
And they're joining us on screen. No, that's too bad. No, they're very busy though. Let's talk James Marsden, Cal. You two, it seems like you had maybe a little too much fun filming together. But here's because I think you two are kind of similar souls.
Yeah, we are.
You're both funny. You can do comedy. You can do drama. You can carry a tune. He can sing.
He can sing.
Carry a tune.
He can sing.
What would we be surprised to learn about Mr. Marsden?
You know what? Because he's so much like what you just described. Like I think I was surprised by just how open and how well he wants to be known. Like I've spent years with people on shows before, and they're not necessarily want to be known. Like James wants to be a part of the team. And so like if you ask him a question, he gives you the most straightforward, honest answer that you could, imagine. And you're like, hey man, just give me a surface answer. I was curious about this aspect of your life when you were working through this particular project. Like, what was it like? And then James will go into like a 12-minute opus about what it was like to shoot The Notebook. And I was like, oh damn, that was heavy, that was crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I enjoy actors who readily share of themselves. And it's just, when you get a chance to know each other so quickly, it translates into being on camera. Like there's a camaraderie that's there, that's genuine and authentic.
Now we will get to Sarah Shahi. Gabriella, I mean, she connects with Xavier in a way that no one else has been able to. Any more ways than one. What was for you guys the number one thing you wanted to showcase in that relationship? No, your booty aside. Or maybe that was number one. I don't know.
Well, Dan, you wrote it. So what were you interested in showing in terms of like, because I could say that like, here's a man for 3 years who's been sort of silently grieving and is now giving himself permission to move forward with his life, right? Like that's the sort of proper actor's response to that question. And I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Like, I thought people would like seeing your ass, honestly. It's interesting, sometimes Sterling has a good side. It's something
You mean not of? Oh.
Yeah.
Almost lost it.
Well, wait.
I didn't know
is it?
I didn't know.
I honestly, I had no idea the ass was coming, and I was not there. We closed the set as you do for these things, and then I was just in the edit bay one day, and I was like, oh wow, okay.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah,
Serious?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to be a sexy scene
Sure.
with nudity, and there was that awesome shot, and I was like, oh yeah, that's really good.
I think you like that though, because if you harken back to This Is Us, the pilot, we get a little Milo Ventimiglia booty up in that joint. So this is like, Dan is like Tarantino with feet, with heads, butts.
Yeah.
Is what we've come to learn.
Yeah. It's definitely it's now my thing.
Oh, in a few years there'll be like some big opus about this.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
A study in universities about, wait, have there been any clips that have come through that surprise you like that so far of season 2?
Oh yeah. I mean, not in that way, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a person who goes to set very much. I write and I edit and I stay in the writer's room, so I do that for multiple reasons, mainly because I like to give it over to the directors and the actors, but also because I find that when I'm on set for scenes, I can't really see them properly. In the edit bay, I see what was happening that day, what attention might have been on set, or what was not going well, and so everything is kind of surprising in the edit bay, and then once in a while you're like, oh, that's different, or that's the version of it they chose, and I really like it. I mean, I'm always pleasantly surprised on this show.
Season 2 filming, I don't know if you guys know this, it actually films in Los Angeles, which is a rarity these days. Several comedies are filming there, but not a lot of drama series. And obviously very big for the business and keeping all of these craftspeople working. But what was when you did that for This Is Us as well, all filmed in LA. It's just because like you're comfortable there, you have the setup, you have the infrastructure with people you work with.
We have the crew, and Sterling and I both have young families, and so like, you know, when Sterling first said he wanted to do this, the first thing you say is like, say you want to do it in Los Angeles.
Amen. Are we filming in Los Angeles?
Yeah, and he did, and if that's how you get Sterling, that makes the difference. And in this case, that's why we were able to bring back our crew from This Is Us. 90% of our crew is the same.
Awesome. It's like a homecoming. That's great.
And you know, when you have, this is where we live. I have a little boy, and I'm a big sports fan, and I'm a big New York Mets fan. God help me. And I've turned my son into a New York Mets fan at a young age. But he's obsessed with Shohei Ohtani. He's obsessed with the Dodgers. And at one point, I was like, you know, Ben, we're Mets fans. Like, why are you so obsessed with the Dodgers? And he said, well, Dad, I'm from Los Angeles. And it was this moment where I was like, oh, I've always described myself as from Jersey, but my son is from Los Angeles.
Legitimately.
And I think that's where our families are from. And so when we have opportunity, you know, we do the show Only Murders in the Building, and that obviously has a reason for existing in New York. But when a show can shoot in Los Angeles, we try and shoot it in Los Angeles, because that's where the best people in the world make film and television.
Congrats on your nominations for Only Murders as well, by the way. Yeah. Well, season 2 is going to have some new faces. I hope I might miss someone here. Thomas Doherty, Michael McGrady, Timothy Omenson, Ryan Michelle Bathe, Mrs. Can we say anything about who she plays, or tight-lipped on that?
I'll leave it up to you, big dog.
We do an episode in the middle of our season that explores Jane, our bad girl's backstory, and Ryan plays a part in the episode called Jane. And that's all I can really say.
Is she going to go on TikTok and go live and commentary about her own scenes?
Probably.
Have you guys seen that stuff? Her commentary, it's incredibly entertaining.
Very funny.
Yeah.
She's very funny unless you live with her all the time. It's cool. She is my wife first before she's your soror, and I love her, but I'm being honest. Sometimes it gets a little something. And I love her.
Well, there's one more who's going to be part of the cast this year. Shailene Woodley joining the cast. And as a treat for you guys, only you are going to see this, an exclusive preview just for you, Comic-Con featuring Shailene. Dan, what do we need to know about her character in the lead up to this?
Yeah, I mean, she's really exciting in the show this year. So I brought this clip because I was like, what are we gonna do? And the visual effects aren't even finished yet, so forgive anything that's early, please don't record it. I'm editing it as we speak, but her character is somebody from the world before, who, through circumstances, has become a young tour guide at Graceland.
The Graceland.
Where a lot of our first episode takes place. And so this clip is basically the opening of our second season that truly nobody else has seen yet. And it starts with her established at her job as a tour guide, and it's a whole new storyline. So yeah.
Okay, we'll take it from there. Enjoy this clip.